Hello everyone, I'm Peter Lancet, I'm a hypnotist and hypnotherapist.
And I'm Sally Abel, I'm a physiotherapist with a special interest in pain.
And together we're living well with Sally and Pete, and we're here to help you step through any blocks and barriers that prevent you from living your own perfect life and being happy. We all want to be happy. Today we're going to be looking at something called neuroplasticity, and Sally, you can tell us what that is.
So neuroplasticity sounds really scientific.
Yeah.
It's actually quite simple and it's an amazing thing. It means that the things that we think, feel and believe can actually change our physiology, so can change the way that we react to stuff. So if we split it up, neuro and plasticity, neuro relates to things that are the brain, the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and plasticity relates to things being able to be changed and to be plastic. So you put those things together and there's neuroplasticity.
Brilliant.
So initially people thought that the brain was hardwired and that maybe we would learn a skill and that would stay with us for life and that pathway would be there and couldn't be changed. But actually we know a lot more about that now, and we can change the way that we think, feel and act and respond to certain situations.
Right, so it's like then there are pathways in our brain. Is that right? Is there physically like pathways, connections within the brain?
Yeah,
like pathways?
Essentially, yes, we can build new pathways and we can change habits and we can change the way that we react.
So if we build a pathway, like we foster a belief in something that holds us back. For example, I can't would be a belief that would build a pathway in the brain. Like, I can't ever get rid of this pain. I'm going to my shoulder because I used to have what used to be called chronic pain. There's now persistent pain. But I had this belief that it can't ever change and I'm just going to have to live with it, right? But what happens when I keep believing that?
Well, when you keep believing that, we follow that same strong pathway, that strong motorway, and automatically we react and we continue to feel pain, which changes the way that we act and believe.
Yeah, so I won't turn, I won't even try.
Exactly.
That, because that's how it was for me.
Changes your movement.
Can we, though, create a new pathway?
Absolutely, yes.
With a new belief, I can say, do you know what, this doesn't, the doctors have told me there's nothing physically wrong, which is what actually happened in my case. So there's no reason to have this pain. They don't know why I've got it. You know, it's just one of those things. This is why it's called chronic pain. But if I believe that since there's nothing physically wrong, I ought to be able to do something about this, then I can, can't I? How does that work? What happens? I build a new pathway, or?
Yeah, you can change your habits. And so imagine a bit like you're going for a walk with a dog and you want to go on a new pathway. You want to find a new way or a new place to take the dog out for a walk. So you go down into the woodlands and no one's really walked that way before, so it's a bit overgrown, a bit kind of difficult to get over. There's lots of stuff in your way that you have to push out of the way, but you like that pathway, you like that new walk that you found and you prefer that. So you keep going down that way and then other people follow that way. So then it becomes flatter, easier, quicker to get through. And that way, the more people that follow that route, the easier it becomes. And that's exactly like it is in the brain. We find a new way, a quicker way, a better way that's more beneficial for us to follow that pathway. And so the old pathway that we used to follow is less used, and the new pathway becomes thicker and stronger and faster.
What happens in the end to the old pathway? Is it still there? Could we still sneak into it or something? Or what typically happens?
Well, what happens is a thing called synaptic pruning, which is a great term, isn't
like
it?
That,
It's
yeah.
a brilliant term. And if you imagine that a bit like in winter, trimming your rose bush back, getting rid of all the dead stuff, it allows new buds to be created. And so that element of what you used to believe or you used to be able to do maybe doesn't go away completely, but it's not used, so it prunes it away. We don't have to use that pathway, we don't need it anymore, so therefore it's eradicated.
Brilliant. What about then using this technique, using neuroplasticity to develop new skills or even make better skills that we already have? Is that possible then? It sounds like it should be.
We can always learn to do new things. We can learn to dance at any age. We can learn to speak a new language at any age, and we can learn to play a musical instrument at any age. This is perfect demonstrations of neuroplasticity.
Right.
Now I see you've got a guitar there, and I know that you learnt in lockdown. So
I did, yeah. I believed for many years that my fat, useless, uncoordinated fingers would never allow me to play guitar. And I'm not going to claim that I play like Richie Blackmore, but I'll show you. You know, by believing that I could do something, I told myself what I will be able to do is just play the odd few notes, and that would do it for me. That would be pretty cool for me. So I tried to do it, and at first I had to find every note one at a time, and even then I would get it wrong and so on. But
so that's like you building up your new pathway, isn't it?
Yeah, now that you've explained it, and I mean, and what happened relatively quickly for me, quicker than I'd imagined it would, as I started being able to do things like Smoke on the Water. Richie Blackmore, I'm coming for you. You watch out, mate. I'm coming. It might take me a while, but then I can start believing that it won't take me a while, and I can build that pathway, and I'm coming for you. So yeah, so you know, you can. And you can play it. And again, you know, it didn't take me too long to do things. I can play blues stuff now, but you know, we haven't got time to do that. And it's not. I'm not going to be making concerts, especially in this chair, which is very awkward for the guitar.
I know.
It is. You can't see the chair, can you, on this video? But these armrests here mean that I can't. I'm making excuses now. You know that. Anyway, so
you need to work on that pathway.
I do. I shall. Yeah. I'm going to turn it into a motorway. Right. So that's neuroplasticity. It can help us to release things that don't serve us, like negative limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
But also it can help us to install new behaviors, new ways of thinking, and new ways of moving, new ways of acting. It's fantastic. It's fantastic that we have this facility within us to make these wonderful changes to lead us to our own happiness.
The brain and the body, they're amazing things.
They certainly are. It's been wonderful seeing you here. I hope that you'll find our Facebook page where we have a link to a little video that explains neuroplasticity really well. It's a cute little video. And also our Facebook page. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We run workshops, we do one-on-one work with people, and we also will be doing online workshops too soon to help you find the way to your own perfect life and live well. Goodbye now.
Bye.